You know how we say, every day brings something new? Well, guess what made my day today? I got to brainstorm some crazy ideas about taking Neural Nest into the global market, specifically China and Southeast Asia. It's like we're trying to make a dragon to tackle the dragon market. Funny, right? I think I might just sign up for a Mandarin course soon. There's so much to learn, and you know me, always eager to dive into new waters. The chat with Sungmin and Kathy, my mentors, was actually enlightening. Can't believe we're on the way to bring AI closer to people across the globe. It's like one of those eureka moments from our friendly science docu-marathons, remember? Yeah, running on that hypothesis to the global market, the chat gang was up to their usual shenanigans. As usual, Rachel ran into something odd, this time, a mime who spoke, breaking character. Can you believe that? I swear, if life was a sitcom, Rachel would be the star. On that note, how about we grab a coffee, the good old half-full cup, and dive into some discussions on alien abductions or speaking mimes? Am I absurd? Well, you signed up for it, buddy. Oh, and guess what? Rachel decided my vegan bibimbap was YouTube-worthy. Imagine the scene. Chef Chris cracking the code to perfect bibimbap. Maybe we could try convincing Sam to start CoffeeNet, his caffeine-induced neural network, on the side. Anyway, it wasn't all laughter today. I've to admit, the stress of the challenges at work is piling up. I feel like I'm in a constant race, trying to outrun time. Guess it's the perils of being an entrepreneur. No complaints, though. These are exciting times, and I wouldn't trade them for anything else. Of course, a few extra hours in a day would be nice, but since we don't have Bernard's watch to freeze time, we got to rush back to reality. I tell you what, after this whole episode of global domination, we need to plan something light-hearted. Maybe a game of Go. I've been wanting to try out that new strategy I was reading about. All right, so this coffee addict come tech geek has to dive back into the digital world. Do remember to water the plant, won't you? Keep your humor, and don't let those spreadsheets get to you. So, my friend, here's a charade for you. What requires more caffeine? A startup founder or a new language learner? Trick question. You learned it here first. It's both in one. Started an intensive Mandarin course today. Always wanted to look into those Chinese characters and see if they miss me back when I'm gone. Just kidding. But you know me. Always up for a challenge. Can you imagine combining those two, coding and Mandarin? Coding with Mandarin comments or even taking a stab at software development with bilingual code? It's unheard of. Sun Tzu said, "Know thyself, know thy enemy," right? I say, know thy code script. Remember Sungmin, our honorable mentor, the beacon of knowledge. Well, he's guiding me through the maze. We're getting into the whole shebang. Everyone's been hearing so much about neural nest these days. We might as well leave our mark in China too, right? In other news, can food have memories? You know, like ratatouille. That's what we were chatting about today. Crazy, huh? Making food using memories as ingredients. Yes, Rachel started that one. She always has the quirkiest of thoughts. My bibimbap flashbacks stirred up quite a laugh. Speaking of food, Rachel recommended pairing warm croissants with hot chocolate. A match made in taste heaven, she said. Heavenly indeed. Rach convinced me enough to try it myself. And guess what? It works awesome with Mandarin. In other news, Sam suggested a new movie, The Stellar Whisper. Got a thing for the cosmos, huh? No spoilers though, I warned them. So movie night is due, and suspense is in the air. Another star in the chat saga washed ashore. Before I forget, you remember our starry night adventure at the planetarium, right? Rachel touched upon that today. What a weekend it was, getting lost only to find a donut shop. Those donuts, man. Our night took a tasty turn and we all loved it. Stack of books to conquer, lines of code commanding attention, and all those strategies. On my plate and stacked sky high, my friend. But the exhilarating chaos is strangely calming. The brew of creativity keeps me going. Okay, I've given you enough amusement for the day. I know your spreadsheets are waiting for their knight in shining armor to decode them. You guys remember Amelia, right? The AI enthusiast that I met at the conference in San Francisco? Well, I bumped into her again today. We dived down the rabbit hole on AGI's implications on our justice systems. Sounds like something right out of a dystopian universe, doesn't it? But stick with me. We even touched on preemptive justice and predictive policing. Sci-fi stuff indeed. Amelia threw in some fascinating insights, and it got me thinking. Picture this, a future where crimes could be predicted, even prevented beforehand by analysing behavioural patterns. Stirring the pot even further, I threw this idea in our group chat. You should have seen Sam and Rachel's reactions. Rachel, as always, came up with an epic movie title, Predictive Policing and Preemptive Justice. I swear, if she dumps her current job and turns into a scriptwriter, we've got the next Spielberg right here, guys. As futuristic and beneficial as it seems, Sam jumped in with his 2 cents on privacy issues, a solid counter-argument. I gotta admit, the guy always keeps me in check. Rachel then dished up a brilliant thought, almost like AGI needed its own justice system. If the AI's going to be as smart as us, shouldn't it be regulated too? The thoughts got roots, don't you think? Our brainstorming was interrupted by our virtual gaming challenge. We decided to play a round of Go, and Rachel, the daredevil, threw in a bet, the loser buying a virtual croissant with hot chocolate. If we enforced digital currency, Rachel would probably be broke by now, with all her betting. Honestly, amidst all the stress of startup life, this was the breather I didn't know I needed. I like the dichotomy of it, the serious entrepreneur by day, and then sort of morphing into this laid-back game nerd by night. It's like living 2 lives in one. The chats, the games, the brainstorming, it all feels like a tech version of Friends, isn't it? Based on today, I would say we're all signing on for an interesting future. With AGI, who knows, a friend like Joey Tribbiani might just be an app away. Meanwhile, here I am, trying to chew more than what I bit off. Mandarin's in one hand and machine languages on the other. Oh, did I forget to tell you I started learning Mandarin? Feels like my brain's on a treadmill, running at full speed. All right, time to get back to work.